The family in charge of Saudi Arabia is worth a whopping $1.4 trillion. That's like 16 times more than the British royals. And you know what the crazy thing is? Most of their money comes from oil reserves and found way back in the day, like 75 years ago. That one discovery totally changed the game and made the House of Saud the richest on the planet. Welcome to BeyondRichest, the place where you get a glimpse into the secret lives of the ultra-wealthy beyond your richest dream. Today's video is going to be a juicy one because we're taking a peek into the trillionaire lifestyle of King Salman, the ruler of Saudi Arabia. We're talking about a guy who's rich, as he is estimated to have a net worth of around $1.4 trillion. Most of his wealth comes from his family's ownership of a majority stake in Saudi Aramco, the world's largest oil-producing company. He also holds significant investments in real estate and various other industries. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be in his shoes and have all that money to burn? Well, buckle up because we're going to find out. From his extravagant purchases to his lavish lifestyle, we'll be covering it all. So make sure you watch until the end to get all the juicy details. So let me fill you in on some royal gossip. Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud is the big boss of Saudi Arabia and has been holding the crown since 2015. But get this, he wasn't always the king. Before that, he was the prime minister and even the crown prince. Also, he's the 25th son of the founder of the country, King Abdulaziz. These days, he's the oldest monarch around and the third oldest head of state still kicking. Salman may be living the high life now, but did you know that he's been interested in government since he was a young pup? Yes, he used to watch his father and made sure he was always on top of his game. He also had a way with words and could schmooze with the best of them. In fact, he earned his law degree from King Saud University back in 2007 and went on to start a bunch of businesses and even a non-profit group to help people get their own businesses going in Saudi Arabia. And get this, in 2009, his dad, who was the governor of Riyadh, made him an official advisor. Talk about a big career breakthrough. From there, he kept climbing the ladder until he finally became the crown prince in 2012. Let me tell you about the flashy King Salman. This guy's anything but subtle. I mean, he took a tour of Asia that was probably more expensive than my entire lifetime earnings. Additionally, he arrived in every country on his schedule in style, on a golden escalator from his own private plane. Oh, and did I mention he didn't travel alone? Nope. When he landed in Indonesia, he had 620 staff members and 800 delegates in tow. The media went crazy over all the pomp and ceremony he displayed during the tour. But that's not all. In 2015, he even shut down an entire beach on the French Riviera for 3 whole days. And to make things even more ridiculous, his entourage installed an elevator right on the beach by pouring concrete on the sand. Insane, right? Keep watching to find out all the other wild things he bought with his crazy money while he was gallivanting around Asia. Alright, so when King Salman visited Nusa Dua, which is like an ostentatious resort area out there, he had a whole fleet of limos waiting for him. I'm talking about so many limos. They could probably fill up a whole parking lot. However, he only brought 2 of his own fancy Mercedes-Benz S600 limos with him. This limousine provides a comfortable and elegant ride experience due to its luxurious features such as plush leather seats, state-of-the-art technology, advanced safety systems, and powerful engines. But don't worry, he didn't have to hitch a ride with anyone else. Nope, he had a cool 500 limousine sent over to Tokyo just for him and his group to get around in style. I mean, talk about living it up like a boss. Now listen to this. When King Salman made his way to Tokyo, he booked not 1, not 2, but 1,200 rooms at the fanciest hotels in town for his crew of staff and delegates. I mean, that's like enough rooms for a small city. It must have been tough for other high-end travelers to find a place to stay, that's for sure. And if you thought the golden escalator situation was over the top before, the king had not 1, but 2 golden escalators installed for his grand arrival. This guy knows how to make an entrance, that's for sure. When King Salman needed to move his 2 golden escalators from one spot to another, he used a military transport plane to do it. And not just any plane, mind you. It was a C-130 Hercules from Lockheed. This thing is built to carry some seriously heavy-duty cargo like tanks, artillery, and paratroopers across long distances. I mean, this is like a serious military machine, right? But nope, instead of all that, the king reportedly used it to move his insanely heavy luggage, which included not only his golden escalators but also his fleet of limos. Well, apparently, the air freight company in charge of his stuff said that 63 tons of it was unloaded at Jakarta, and the rest went with him to Bali for his vacation. King Salman's group when he travels is massive. We're talking about 1,500 people in total, and that includes 25 princes, 10 ministers, and over 100 security staff. And speaking of wealth, the net worth of this group is in the multi-billions. It's like a whole bunch of billionaires traveling together. Next, when King Salman traveled with his huge entourage of 1,500 people, they actually rented not 1, not 2, but 6 Boeing passenger jets for the trip. And one of those jets was actually the king's very own gold-painted 747. It's safe to say that King Salman knows how to travel in style. So, did you know that when King Salman came into power back in 2015, he made some big changes right away? He decided to shake things up by changing the cabinet, and he even gave a bonus of 2 months' salary to all Saudi state employees and military personnel, including retirees and students. That's a pretty generous move, don't you think? He even made a point to ask people not to forget him in their prayers. That just shows how important prayer is to him, right? Whether you agree with this politics or not, you've got to admit that's pretty interesting. It's fascinating to learn that King Salman played an important role in resolving disputes among the many princes in the Al Saud family. With around 4,000 princes to keep track of, I can only imagine how challenging that must have been. But as a well-known member of the royal council, King Salman had the power to decide which princess would be in charge of which parts of the kingdom. So, in a way, he was like a kingmaker, deciding who would hold the reins of power in different regions. It's incredible to see how influential one person can be in shaping the course of a nation's history. It's worth noting that King Salman and his family are not only influential in politics but also in the media industry. They own several media outlets, including the well-known pan-Arab daily Ash-Sharq Al-Awsat and Al-Iqtisadiyya. Additionally, King Salman is often referred to as the owner of the Saudi Research and Marketing Group, despite only owning 10% of it. This just goes to show the immense power and influence that the royal family wields in all aspects of Saudi Arabian society. It's also worth mentioning that King Salman has strong relationships with influential journalists, further highlighting the close ties between the media and the country's ruling elite. King Salman of Saudi Arabia has substantial assets in both the oil industry and real estate, valued at almost $2 trillion. Additionally, King Salman owns vast amounts of land, including a palace in Riyadh and multiple luxury properties around the world. His real estate holdings also include significant investments in commercial and residential properties throughout Saudi Arabia and beyond. It's pretty wild to see how much influence he has over Saudi Arabian society, from politics to the media. Indeed, King Salman's got some serious assets in the oil industry and real estate, and he uses his money to live an insanely lavish lifestyle. I'm talking golden escalators, private planes, limos, and even his own gold-painted 747, making him one of the wealthiest people in the world. What are your thoughts on the lavish lifestyle of King Salman and his use of wealth? Do you think it's appropriate for a monarch to spend such vast amounts of money on personal luxuries and travel? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Keep watching our videos, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.